Hello everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Camp NaNoWriMo week 4, April. It's taken me this long to get that starting sentence properly. I am currently at work, sitting here in my office. I got some magazines open behind me and I'm doing some editing. But I wanted to start this vlog because last week I didn't start my vlog until Thursday, and even then I didn't really remember to vlog. So I want to make sure that I'm actually vlogging this week. It is Wednesday, so it's not like I'm doing any better, but I have had a shitty time this past week of just being never-endingly exhausted, and so that has really put a damper on my creativity and my productivity with really anything, with work or my personal stuff. I've even gone to bed hours earlier than I usually do, and I still wake up exhausted. So I'm having a time, and it's not a good time, but it's a time. Today, at least, I feel a little better. I feel a little bit more awake. I have been drinking an iced coffee today, so that might be also part of the reason, but I'm here and I'm excited. So my goal for the rest of this week, this weekend, is to really hone in on Project Dragon. So if you guys have missed my previous vlogs for Camp NaNoWriMo, here's the spiel. I'm working on 2 projects currently. I am working on, for Camp NaNoWriMo, I decided to do 2 different projects. I have the revisions of Project Dream and the planning of Project Dragon. So far, I have basically completed all of my goal setting stuff for Project Dream. Look at all those check marks. They're all in there. They're all done. Everything's done. I have revised, I've reread, I've gone through my critique partner's notes, I have figured out a new outline, and I've started draft 4. And I haven't really worked on draft 4 recently, which is probably putting me behind, but as I said, mental health, not been great. So I'm hoping that I can turn that around this week, and I am feeling better today, so everything is going great. Now, I need to shift my focus to Project Dragon because I have been slacking on this, and we are, as I said, the 21st of April, so there's not many days left. I have a goal of completing all of my character interviews for the main 7 characters. 7? I thought there was 6. 7, apparently. Wow. 7 main characters. They're not all main characters. The 7 prominent characters in this book, as well as I need to figure out the political structures, the religious tie-ins, and the big problem in this world. Then I need to actually plot the damn thing. I use Save the Cat for my plotting, so that's gonna be an enjoyable time once I get to that stage. First and foremost though, I'm going at this a little bit differently than I did really any of my other stories. Usually I've done like a kind of a rough sketch for characters. For example, for Project Dream, when I first started, I had the idea for Abby, my main character, and then I did like a basic character profile in my notebook, and then I went in and I decided, I took the Save the Cat like 3 big things for the heroes: the problem, the want, and the need, and their shard of glass, and then I figured that out, kind of a thing. And then I kind of did just a rough idea of the other characters. Like I basically just gave them first names and had an idea of what they looked like. Like we have the gang, and this is Jack, and we have Willow, and then Sham, and Frankie, and Steve, and then we have the bully and that kind of stuff, and then like the dream creatures, and I just did like a really like light brush on those characters. But for Project Dragon this go around, I am going at it with what I've learned from working with character with Project Dream before the 3rd draft that I did earlier this year, and I'm doing character interviews before I really do anything with plot. I'm kind of going at this with the purview of letting my characters and my world really decide the story. So I know that I want it to be a dragon sanctuary. I know that I want to have certain elements and certain tropes in this world and in this story, but I don't really know what the actual story is going to be. I don't know what story I'm going to tell, and that is what I'm trying to figure out by the end of April. So I have only done Maeve's character interview, which is fine because Maeve is my main character and that's very important. And then I started Ira's the other day, and I am 3 questions in, I think. Hers is interesting because I just had a brainwave about her the other day. So that's gonna make things interesting and complex. And I think that might also help me with the political aspect of this world. But yes, this is the longest intro of life. So I'm gonna leave it here. But this week I am going to set my sights on Project Dragon. If I work a little bit on Project Dream, great. I will be writing draft 4 of Project Dream. So I'll let you know about that. But Camp Nano this week, Project Dragon, and I will be filling this out more as we get closer to all of the plotting things, because I don't remember each of their official names for the 15 beats of the Save the Cat beat sheet. But that is my plan. Welcome to the vlog. I will catch up with you guys a little later. Good morning, friends. Happy Thursday. I am here making my iced coffee. I got inspired by that shaken oat thing that people are obsessed with right now, but I'm using almond milk because that's what I have. And no brown sugar because I tried that and so I'm not a fan. Anyways, hi, hello. I thought I would update you guys on some stuff as I make my breakfast. And I do realize it is like 10:14 in the morning. Listen, I've been having a shitty mental health week, and you know, I just want sleep. That's all I really want. I just want to sleep. And I have been up since like 9, so I just late breakfast. Anyways, hi, hello. I got some updates for Project Dragon for you guys, which is super fun and awesome. We are here, and we are going to enjoy this massive looking iced coffee. It'll last me the day. All right, so yeah, Project Dragon. Last night I took my notebook downstairs and I made a point of just putting on 1 or 2 songs that I had sourced because I was like, I need a song that sounds like Ira, my character that I was working on. And I brought my like little soft desk thing that I have. I don't know what to call this. What are those things that you put on your lap that you can work on? And I had just my pen and my marker, and I just went to town. And I was doing my character interview for her, which is awesome. I'm not quite done, I believe I have a few more questions to ask her, but I think her character interview went even longer than Maeve's did as so far. And I've only asked her 10 questions, but she's the character that has like probably the most trauma, the most backstory. But now that's done, and my hand really hurt last night after writing that much. But I also wanted to share with you the 2 songs that I picked that really fit Ira, because this go around I'm actually trying to do that. I'm trying to find a specific song that really speaks to the character and that I'm working with. And so for Maeve, I don't think I shared this with you guys, when I was writing her like backstory as a kid, I had the song Touch the Sky from the Brave soundtrack because it just really fit. The vibe is not really Maeve now, but it just really fit. Now whenever I listen to Touch the Sky, I'm like, oh yeah, Maeve. So that's her song, I guess. Test Drive from How to Train Your Dragon is also one of the good ones that I did for just, I think, Project Dragon in general. But Ira, her songs, the first one that I found and used for the first part of her story was The Eagles from Return of the King by Howard Shore. The Eagles is a beautiful one. It's really short though, so I was like, I need one that's longer, that really gives me the vibe. And I took a little break on Instagram, and I believe it was Hannah Long who shared a reel by somebody else that had a song in it, and I was like, that's the song. And so I went and I looked at it, and it is called One of the Dunedain / Even Star from Two Towers. So I just added that to my playlist and listened to that one on loop. It's quite a long song for a movie soundtrack, which I find interesting, because usually movie soundtrack songs are less than a minute or a minute and a half roughly, because scenes don't really last that long, right? This one is like 6 minutes long, which is great, and it's beautiful and sad and has all these hopeful notes and also these really sad notes too, which is just Ira. That's just her. Her trauma is very sad, and it broke my heart to go through last night. But I wanted to share with you those 2 songs that I was listening to last night as I was doing that. And I'm very happy with her character interview and how that turned out. Anyways, it's Thursday. We're nearly at the weekend. I am hoping that today I can you know, just continue. I have some actual worky bits to do, and then I have teaching tonight, obviously, but I'm hoping at some point today that I can take the time to finish Ira's character interview and maybe start another one of the characters. I don't know if I ever gave you guys the full list of their names, but I might as well do that now because I'm here. So we have Maeve, my main character, and then we have Ira, as I've been talking about. And we have Mog, Nina, Trick, Zaurak, and Jem. His full name is Jem Devor III because he's a pompous asshole. Those are my keepers, basically my dragon keepers. Obviously I'm gonna have many more characters than that. It's a high fantasy, but those are the main ones. Anyways, I thought I'd update you with that, say that I'm killing the game with some Project Dragon stuff, and I'm realizing as I was going through Ira's character interview that I have to figure out what really happened that day, because obviously she's very one-sided of this massacre. She didn't even see it really happening because she was hidden in the castle walls when it was happening, but she doesn't know why it happened or anything. I have to figure out why it happened and how that ties into everything else. So I will probably do that after I finish everybody's character interviews so I can really get a grand scope of the stories available to me to then tell. I'll catch up with you guys a little later because I have been talking for a while. So I'm gonna go eat my breakfast, enjoy my iced coffee, and I'll catch up with you guys a little later. Oh my god, I totally forgot to tell you guys. I'm literally 5 seconds later. I commissioned one of my friends to paint, draw, create a image of the final scene in Project Dream. You guys probably know the one because I've read it a few times. The final image of Abby going back to the fall festival, dressed as Sherlock Holmes. It's Halloween-y, you know. I got her to commission it, and look, it's so beautiful. I am obsessed, and I cannot wait until the day where I have my own space that I can print out this beautiful commission, as well as roses that I had her do, my main character, for Project Dark a long time ago. I just want to print them out and put them on my walls and love them and see them and just I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. I love it so much. Anyways, just wanted to pop in and say that as well because that was one of my updates that I totally forgot to tell you. But yeah, I'm gonna get to work and I'll catch up with you guys later. Saturday. I am here with freshly washed hair. I just wanted to pop in and do a little bit of a update for you guys because yesterday your girl was doing the most. And yesterday I had a brainwave. So I was sat down and I finished Ira's character interview. Very fun, very fun. And so after that I was like, instead of starting another character interview, I want to figure out this massacre and like what really happened and why. Right? And I didn't really figure out like what really happened. That's like the details are not really important. What really is important to me is why and who and how that would tie into the larger narrative of my story, which I don't actually know what that is yet. So I ended up sitting down and I was like, what do they believe happened? What actually happened? And then I was sitting there and I was writing and writing and writing and I was like, why would they believe like the true reason it stems from a belief in like a cultist group basically that the elves had a secret that like held back the gods or something. And I was like, why would they think this? Like what would be the instigator for that? And then all of a sudden this little girl popped into my head and she had like milky white eyes and she just was in a state of like, you know, just not being treated well. But she just basically said to me, she was like, I'm a seer. And I told them and I was like, oh my god, here we go. So I started writing with that in mind, and I basically said they have a seer who foretold of a magic more palpable than anything Ravar had ever seen, and that it had to do with dragons and the gods. So I kept going with that, and then I like had a scene pop into my head where Maeve and Ira would come into contact with this little girl, and like she would be basically telling them all this information because she's just like, I trust you guys, whatever. Like this little girl who's like 8 or 9 is basically acting so much older than she is because of her like situation, but she basically tells them, she's like, it wasn't supposed to happen like this. Even I couldn't see. And then she kind of stops and she goes, no, I did see the possibilities, right? Because seeing into the future, you don't actually know what's going to happen. It's a very wishy-washy science, if you will. And so she's like, I just wish they told me they would do what was right, not this, which is just basically turning the world to war to find this thing that they're after. And I got this idea of this little girl in my head, and I'm just like, this is perfect because this starts to bring in reasoning and stuff like that. So my opening image, I don't think anymore, it might be that kid again, just like, because as I explained in a previous video, I don't really remember which one, but my opening image for Project Dragon had always been like the moment that the new kid, Jam, gets picked up by the dragon keepers because he is part of a party that went to go kill a dragon. In the process, the dragon ended up killing his entire party, injuring him really badly, but the dragon was also really badly injured, so like it couldn't fly away. And then the dragon keepers came in and like saved it because that's what they do. But then they realized that Jem was still alive, and they're like, well shit, we can't just leave this kid here. We have to, you know, fix him. And so they bring him back. But now I have this idea in my head of this little girl surrounded by just these men, and they're just like all listening to her so carefully and like treating her like they would treat a daughter, you know, like they're like, well, we see, just like faking it. Obviously they see this little girl as a prize to win, treating her like a daughter so that she trusts them enough to be like, okay, this is what I've seen. And then like she goes through a vision and shares it, and that's like the moment that sets everything in motion. So I'm thinking this story is gonna have that aspect of it, with this little girl who is a seer and is getting visions from the gods, who are trying to basically, the gods are trying to have contact with the mortals, but they can't, obviously, because they're the gods. I mean, they can really do what they want, but there's got to be a reason why there's like a little bit of a disconnect there. They foretell the start of dragon riders, and they foretell this beginning of a new age in the world, in the realm of Rivar. So it's gonna be gods, humans, elves, dragon riders. I am very excited. I'm very excited to see this story kind of come together. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I have an angle. I have a starting point now, and I have the seeds of a story are starting to come together. And I'm excited about this little girl and what I can make her as a character do, because she's just this little girl, and I have like the end scene of like the entire book like in my head now, and it is gonna be so sweet and it's gonna break my heart, but I'm ready for it. But yeah, we're just gonna keep going with this. I have my live stream at 3 today, and we shall see where we end up with this, with what I do today, and I will let you know then. But yeah, I just want to pop in and tell you about that. I also started reading The Emperor's Blades by Brian Steve Lee, and I am enjoying it so far. It's just, I just was craving a high fantasy, so I was like, all right, we're just gonna pick one off my shelves that I have access to an audiobook for. It's on script, so I did, and I'm currently reading this alongside the books that I'm reading for that other video. But I just wanted to let you know, my world is wrapped in high fantasy. Anyways, I'll catch up with you guys later. Hey friends, it is now, during the stream, it is currently 4 o'clock, 4:20. And I'm here to pop in and give you guys a little bit of a rundown, throwdown of what I've been doing, because why not? We're in the middle of a sprint as well, so if any of you have saw that stream and saw me talking to myself, this is what I was doing. But yeah, I am here kind of figuring out some stuff. I had a moment during the first kind of stream or first sprint where I just had to get back into my headspace here because I was reading earlier and getting back into this world. And so I got back into the world, and then I started doing some work with the specific Nerian Empire and the rulers there, because I realized that I needed more teeth as to like know who the rulers are, the 2 queens, and like kind of their involvement, sort of. general involvement in history with the Empire and with this specific issue that's coming up, which is great now that I have like a super general notion of like what their part in this was. And then I had like a momentary lapse of being like, I need to make up my own fantasy calendar, which made my mind hurt. So as of right now, I think I'm probably for a calendar for my world, because it is a fantasy world and there needs to be a way of tracking time. There needs to be, because of the way that I'm thinking of formatting this, because I had a brainwave on how to format the beginning at least of things, like have things kind of like where it all starts and then kind of move forward to the now. I don't know, we'll figure it out more when I'm getting to it, but I think I'm gonna take one of the already established like Forgotten Realms calendar and just make it my own, like change the names and stuff, just follow that kind of guide, but I will get there when I get there. But yeah, that's what I've been doing today. And now I'm starting on another character interview for Jem'Davor III, because I feel like he is a very important character to this and I need to know more about him, and I need to know more about his family and what his family has to do with this whole issue, because he's bringing in the political side of things, which is exciting. And I should also name my seer that I thought up yesterday, that came into my head yesterday. I should do that at some point, because I don't have a name for her yet. But the other characters that I have, Trick, Zarak, Mog, and Nina, I am going to need to do character interviews for them as well after this, but they are less important, I believe. They are now less important than Jem, Maeve, and Ira, and even Jem isn't even that important. But I think I'm starting to bring this story together. I just need to know the other pieces of the big puzzle and like more brainstorming, and then I can start plotting. I've also come to realize that I don't believe I'm going to have this plotted by the end of April with the pace that this is going at, because there's just so much that my brain has to untangle for this story and to think up. So I'm just gonna keep working on it and see where we get by the end of April. But as long as I finish all my character interviews by the end of April and have like an idea of where the story is going, I think that's okay. And then we'll plot in May and start drafting in May, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, just thought I'd pop in and update you on that. I'm gonna get back to it and I'll catch up with you guys later. Hello, my darling friends. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. I am here to close out this vlog. I am tired, which is like what's new. I'm also wearing the same sweater that I started this vlog in. Everything's fantastic. Today is Monday, as I said, April 26th. We are getting into the last stretch here of April itself, and I believe you guys will be having one last nano vlog, probably weekly vlogs type of style in May, the beginning of May, so watch out for that. And you'll see hopefully more progress on Project Dragon, but as of the last time I talked to you guys, I haven't worked on Project Dragon. I haven't done anything exciting with that. I haven't really done anything at all with it since I last talked to you guys. I was reading on Sunday and I played Skyrim way too late again, and I think the tension that I hold while playing Skyrim has completely messed up my neck, because I cannot move my head properly this way today, because this whole side of my neck is tight and stiff and awful. But that's okay. This week, my goal is to continue working on Project Dragon, hopefully finish up the rest of my character interviews. I have 4 left. I have Gems to finish. I have Zarak, Mog, Trick, and Nina. 5. I don't know why I didn't just use my thumb. 5 character interviews to finish. I'm partially into Gems, so that is great. I am hoping that it'll open up more of the ideas and plots for me, and we can start diving into more story stuff. And I think I've been thinking about it as I was editing this video and like re-listening to my revelations and stuff like that I've had about this story this past week. I think I'm gonna have to figure out a magic system and like really hone that down purview to the dragons. I need to figure out the magic that is available in this world, even though I'm using the Dungeons and Dragons kind of framework for my world, basically, because it is also the place for my dungeon where my D&D campaign is being held. So that, I think, is my plan for this week coming up. I'm excited about it. It is probably going to be a pretty chill week coming up, but that's okay as well. We've had new restrictions go into place where I live, so we're going into a 3rd lockdown here. kind of like slipping into it. So I also wanted to tell you guys that I got an ARC in the mail today, and that is The Library of the Dead by T.L. Huchu, and I am so excited about this because I have a video planned for this and a few other books that is going to be happening in May to go up in June before this goes right around when this is published, because this comes out June 1st, 2021. So watch over this. It is epic. It's from Tor, and it is about Ropa, who dropped out of school to become a ghost stalker, and now she speaks to Edinburgh's dead, carrying messages to those they left behind. A girl's gotta earn a living, and it seems harmless enough until, that is, the dead begin to whisper that someone's bewitching children, leaving them husks empty of joy and strength. So I am excited to read this baby in May. I'm reading it in May, as I said. So awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Leave a comment down below if you like a little book stack emoji, because why not? I will catch you guys in another video soon. Stay kind and keep on writing.